It's been hard. It's been hard.
Baby, let me tell you, the details surrounding what happened to Dara Thompson just keep getting darker and more disturbing by the day. This whole situation is beyond wild.
Still under investigation. It appears that DaCara willfully entered a vehicle being driven by Hugo Hernandez Mendez, 35-year-old male out of Bowie, Maryland.
Right now, it seems unlikely we'll ever get the full truth from the suspect, Hugo Hernandez Mendez, about how he managed to lure Dara into his vehicle. What makes this even more chilling is that Dara had left her purse inside her own car, a car she had parked in a no-parking zone, suggesting she never intended to be gone long. In fact, she told her father she'd be right back.
The police came to the scene. We did discover that all of her personal belongings were in her car, such as her purse, her credit card, her debit cards. She even had $60 cash.
And what really doesn't add up is why he would bring a random girl back to his own home, a place where his family lives, including kids. What could possibly make him feel so at ease doing that? Most people in these situations go to hotels or motels because it's harder to connect them to the crime if something goes wrong. But no, he chose his own home with others inside. Make it make sense. Personally, I don't think this was random at all. Something deeper is going on, and the thought alone makes me nauseous, especially since investigators reportedly found other women's underwear in Hugo's bedroom. Are we looking at someone with a pattern here? Maybe even a serial unaliver? Did Dara know him before that night? And what role, if any, are the rest of the household playing in keeping secrets? Because clearly, the questions keep stacking up. And to make things even more controversial, many people are saying BLM is silent because in their eyes, a black life only matters if taken by a white person. Immigrants don't fit the narrative. That's why they've been quiet about Dara Thompson's case. On top of that, social media has been flooded with rumors that Dara was selling herself. Wild. So here's the timeline. Dara was first reported missing by her father on the night of August 23rd, around 9 p.m. He told police he last saw her the night before, August 22nd. He said he tried calling when she didn't return home, but she didn't pick up. According to him, she texted saying she was getting gas and would be back soon, but she never came. When she still hadn't returned on August 24th, her family used the Find My iPhone app to track her location. It led them to Jasmine Terrace and Riggs Road in Hyattsville, where they found her car abandoned. According to her family, Dara was the youngest of 5 siblings, and all of them share locations. When they checked her phone's tracker, they saw it had been turned off at that intersection. At first, the family held out hope she was alive, though they worried because her bank account hadn't been touched. That hope was shattered on August 31st when Maryland State Police responded to a disabled vehicle on Route 50 in Annapolis and discovered a body about 30 feet below the South River Bridge. By September 3rd, detectives confirmed the worst. It was Dara. Her skull and face had fractures, and she was identified through tattoos and jewelry. Now here's the chilling part. Surveillance footage from August 23rd at 3:06 a.m. shows Dara leaving her white SUV and walking towards University Boulevard. Cameras captured her in a parking lot, approaching the driver of a black GMC Yukon Denali. She spoke to the driver, then got into the passenger seat. Authorities traced the vehicle back to one man, Hugo Hernandez Mendez of Bowie, Maryland. But here's the strange thing. When Dara got into his car, she left her purse behind in her own SUV, which was illegally parked in front of a fire hydrant. Who abandons their purse at 3 a.m. when getting into someone else's car? Was she expecting to return in minutes? Did she trust Hugo enough to feel safe leaving it? Or was she lured or forced? And what about her phone tracker being turned off? Did she do that herself, or did someone else handle it? The details feel too off. Was this meeting planned or impulsive? And why at that exact location? On September 3rd, detectives arrived at Hugo's home and spotted the SUV parked outside. They secured a search warrant. Early on September 4th, before they could serve it, officers saw a man leave the house and get into the SUV. Questioned, Hugo claimed he was at the Galaxy nightclub nearby that same night, supposedly to meet his ex-girlfriend. But when pressed, he denied knowing anything about Dara and quickly lawyered up. Once the warrant was executed, though, evidence painted a darker picture. Investigators reportedly found blood believed to be Dara's, a broken acrylic nail, hair, a wig, and women's lingerie, along with multiple pairs of underwear. Hugo Hernandez Mendez was arrested and charged with first and second-degree unaliving in the death of 19-year-old Dara Thompson. ICE also labeled him a criminal illegal immigrant and placed a detainer. Detectives believe Dara was killed inside his bedroom before Hugo drove her body to Route 50 and tossed it over the bridge. The thought of someone transporting her lifeless body in his car, only to throw her away like trash, is horrifying. What's worse, other people were inside that house while this all allegedly happened. According to reports, one cousin who lived there told investigators she couldn't believe Hugo would commit such an act. But she admitted his behavior had changed in the 2 weeks prior. She even said she urged him to confess. She also claimed that investigators took her husband in for questioning, though he was later detained by immigration despite fully cooperating. Another roommate said they overheard Dara and Hugo together that night, followed by disturbing grunting noises that didn't sound consensual. Hours later, they noticed Hugo's SUV missing, even though he typically never worked Saturdays. Other roommates claimed they knew nothing, living on the opposite side of the house. But are they telling the whole truth? Or are they protecting Hugo out of loyalty or fear? Between the cousins' warnings, the immigration twist, and the disturbing roommate testimony, it's hard to believe there aren't missing pieces here. And here's where Hugo's background makes things even messier. Long before Dara's case, his record was full of red flags. Multiple DUIs, open container violations, reckless driving, blowing past traffic lights, ignoring stop signs, you name it. He even drove on a suspended license. Despite all of that, he was still out and about, driving freely. How? And why wasn't he already in custody? Detectives are still working to determine if Dara and Hugo had any prior connection, but the unanswered questions keep piling up. Why would she leave her SUV illegally parked with her purse inside? Did Hugo promise she'd be back in minutes? Did she shut off her own location tracker, or was she under duress the entire time? And what about his family? Are they keeping quiet about what they know? Could Hugo be connected to other disappearances in the area? Locals seem to think so, especially since there were other recent cases, including a man found unalive just 2 days after Dara. Add in the underwear and lingerie collection, and it raises even darker suspicions, like he was keeping trophies. At the end of the day, this whole case is bone-chilling. It's not just about Dara, it's about the questions of how much danger was lurking in plain sight and how many lives may have already been affected. So, what do you think? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because this story is far from over.